This is lesson 4-5. Draw a picture and write an equation. So it's going to be very similar to 4-3, but this time it's multiplication and division. So please write that. Our essential question, how can you translate words to multiplication and division equations? No vocab for this lesson. Alright, example number 1. And we're going to draw a picture, write an equation, and solve just like we did before. And our pictures are going to look very similar to how they did before also. So Min and her 4 friends had a garage sale. So we know that there are 5 people altogether because there's Min and her 4 friends. They divided their total earnings, so each person had $37. How much was the total earnings from the garage sale? So we're doing the same thing. We're going to draw our bar at the top for the total. But since our question is how much was the total, we don't know. So I'm going to put a G in place of our total. And then I'm going to draw our box. But this time, instead of splitting it up into 2, I'm actually going to be splitting it up into 5. Because I'm splitting it up for all 5 friends. So I'm going to kind of write that at the bottom. So each box represents 1 friend. And we also know that each friend got $37 from the yard sale. So I'm going to put 37 in each box. Since each box represents 1 friend and 1 friend got $37, they each got $37. So it goes in each box. So then our equation is going to be a little bit different from how we were doing the multiplication and, the addition and subtraction ones. So if we don't know our total, but we know what each of the 5 friends earned, we're going to be taking our total, which we said that was going to be G for us, and we're going to divide that by 5 because the 5 friends, and that equals 37 because each of the friends got $37. So when we solve, we have to do the opposite still, so we're going to be multiplying. So multiply by 5 on both sides. This crosses itself out. So I have G equals 37 times 5. So 7 times 5 is 35. Carry the 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 3 more is 18. So the answer is $185. That's how much they earned at the garage sale. Example number 2. Gary collects minerals. His friend Eli has 5 times as many minerals as he does. If Eli has 125 minerals, how many does Gary have? So we're going to set up our box again. At the top, we're going to put Eli's total because we don't even know how many Gary has. So we know that Eli has 125 minerals. And then we're going to draw our box. And again, I'm going to separate that into 5 sections because of this part right here. Eli has 5 times as many as Gary. Now, we don't know how much is in each of those boxes, so I'm going to put M to represent that because that's what we're trying to figure out. Alright, so now we have our picture and now we're going to do our equation. So we're going to have 5 because he has 5 times as much. 5 times our variable. So There's 5 boxes there. Each box has M in it, so that's where I got 5M equals 125 because that's how many Eli has total. Remember, to solve, we have to do the opposite. This means multiplication, so we divide by 5. This crosses itself out. Now we have M equals 125 divided by 5 is 25. So Gary has 25 minerals. Okay, our last example. Coach Davis divided his team in half for the game. He had 5 players on each side. What is the total number of players? So our total is, we don't know. So we're going to put a P for players. And then we have our box. And he divided them in half. So we're only going to have 2 boxes for this one, because it says he divided them in half. And it also says he has 5 players on each side. So in each of the boxes, we're going to put 5. 5 players on one side, 5 players on the other side. So there's our picture. Now we need to write our equation. So we have our total amount, which we don't know, our P at the top, divided by 2, because there's 2 teams. He divided them up in half, equals 5, because that's how many people are on each side. So to solve, we do the opposite. So we multiply by 2. And we get P equals 10. So there's 10 players in all. And you could already see that by looking at this picture. You can see 5 players here, 5 players here. We know it's 10, but we just have to practice writing the equations and drawing the pictures. And here are 2 practice problems. Do the same thing, draw the picture, write the equation, and solve. Don't forget to write a word problem or a question and rate your understanding.